Episode 1, Cozy Conversations. We're here with DG Reserve. Everybody can come in.
What's up, y'all? I'm Adam, here at DG Reserve.
My good man.
Kiel, DG Reserve also.
Yeah, my other good man.
What's up, man? I'm here.
The good man. You heard? So yeah, this is like the #1 place to buy shit in the city. It didn't exist when I was coming up, and now it exists.
Man, it's from meeting NFL players to NBA players. That was always a dream of mine, like selling shoes. Like, my dream is to, like, say, Meek Mill call me. Boom. Yo, I got a show tonight in DC. I need you to bring me a pair of shoes. Boom, I'm on the way. Here go the backstage passes.
Y'all putting fits together, somebody can really pull up and get what they need. Like, as somebody who was putting fits together for the people like the Meeks, the Wale's, the Sean's, and this, that, and the third. See, that's how I got my come up in all of this. When I was like 14, 15, 16 years old, I met Wale's entourage in line for Yeezy 2. So, no, I'm bugging. Yeezy 1. Blink Yeezy 1, the black one. Security Mall Shoe City had 5 pairs. I'm in line, and the other 4 dudes in line had like chillin' merch on. He had just put out the song with Gaga. And I had already been around his team and things like that just from my older brother. You know my older brother. Big Ronnie from the Baltimore Sneaker Show, just having like a presence within that space, doing things like you were just talking about, pulling up, dropping off shoes and things like that. And as I was bubbling, doing my thing, I'm styling and not getting paid for it. I'm bouncing around from show to show and just giving like expertise, aka consulting. Not really knowing what I was doing blindly, and then eventually that landed me a brand gig. But to see all that retail has been able to do, not even just retail, but specifically within this space where we talking about, you know, shit that make the needle move as far as culture, to be able to like take you from a place of probation to evolution into your manhood and being able to provide for your family and things like that, all by way of this shit right here. Like, it's crazy. I was selling shoes out my locker in high school. You talk about working at, you said Foot Locker?
Foot Locker, yeah.
When I was 14, I had just got my worker's permit. Owens Mills Mall was still a thing. And y'all not from here. You're not from, none of y'all from
None of them from here.
Whoever watching this, if you're from here, you understand the severity of what Owens Mills Mall used to be. And they gave me a gig as stockroom manager, right? In my head, I'm thinking, I'm got a managerial role. I got in that stockroom. It was a mess.
Nice.
And they hired me for attention to detail. So every single day, I'm waking up with pride going to work. I got this managerial role. I'm 14 years old, but I'm really just organizing the stockroom, this new inventory. Turning Brown coming in every single day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's the closest mall at that time to the training facility with the Ravens. So a lot of guys, it's coming straight from practice. Go grab some little, whatever the stand and third forces. Might be Dunkins, might be foams, whatever. It's like popping at the time. DTLR had that.
They had it.
Yeah. Whatever you needed. This is like predating a lot of the hype shops and things like that came later. I think at that time, like some of the closest places that we had Shop Gente in Baltimore. We had Major in DC.
Yeah.
Like Georgetown and stuff like that. It was a couple of different places, but it wasn't too much of that going on because a lot of what I'm talking about predates that community having infrastructure to be able to live in the malls, live like in the places that y'all are able to live, shit like that. But just wanted to make that a focal point.
Yeah, for sure. Like, definitely.
From, like, you trying to find your way to finding your way and then walking in your path and then being able to influence lives that come like beyond that all by way.
Yeah, but like fashion and sneakers, and I think like from where I was to where I am now, this is what's going to take me to what's next. My next move. This is going to, like, I'm going to meet the person that I need to meet, or like, you know, dress the person I need to dress. Whatever it is, like, this is when it's going to elevate me to my next.
Yep. And we're going to put a pin in there. We're going to get back to that. Well, my good man, Adam, how do you come into the fold?
So I was actually like raised like just outside of Silver Spring, but I moved to North Carolina when I was like 11 or 12.
So all y'all piece up from the realm of North Carolina. Wow, yeah, that's crazy.
So then I lived in Greensboro for a while. And Greensboro is like really where like high school and then like college age is when I was like really getting into sneakers and like Supreme and Bape and all that stuff. Really, it was like I was into sneakers, and then like Odd Future came out, and I was like, oh, it's over. Like box logos, Supreme, Bape, like all that stuff. Flatbush Zombies, Underachievers, like all that like New York stuff. ASAP Mob. That's when I was like, what the hell's Rick Owens? And that like is what I got into, but I couldn't afford anything back then. And then
but you bought it all in your head.
Yeah.
That's very important. Pause. That's very important. Fill your cart up. Go on these websites, fill your cart up. I don't want to pause you right now, but nah, fill your fucking cart up, bro. You gotta fill your cart up. I used to just go on Essence and fill up my cart with everything I ever wanted on the web. I go from A to Z. Like
back when Barney's was a thing too, their website, that was a big one.
Don't just talk about Barney's, talk about the sale.
Yeah.
They would do a sale. That's how I would find out like the new designers and shit like that, because I would go to the clearance section and go low to high.
Yeah.
And I'm finding everything that I thought was cool. That's how I found out about Greg Lauren.
Yeah.
That's how I found out about like Philip Lim. That's how I found out about who's the designer that did UAS? Tim Coppins. Who studied under Ralph Lauren and just cuts and fabric and all types of shit that got me hyped. And the price point made sense for where I was. And I didn't have to go to Zara to be able to just be clothed. I was able to buy something that I could like carry with me in my adulthood. Like, it's very important to just fill your cart up. You get very used to it, and then you see that number, and it's like, I can get that. And if I could get that, I could get everything that come with that. And then with that, I'll be able to propel myself, like we were talking about, different ways. But back to you.
No, yeah, you're good.
Fill your cart up.
It's funny you said that because I remember adding the it was like the Saint Laurent jeans with like the leather biker patches.
Yo, bro, I was just talking to him about this. That's my favorite
I know.
of all time, bro.
Yeah.
What size? It's a denim leather situation that has zippers designed by Eddie Slimane. Yo, bro. It's
peak Hetty. Peak Hetty. Peak Saint Laurent. And
the greatest pair. I had my college girlfriend bought me them for Christmas on an Essence sale. Her mother called me. Mind you, the retail was almost like 2 bands.
Yeah,
maybe a little
it was
bit.
a lot.
It might be north of that. I found a pair. I wear like a 28, 29 in the waist. I found a pair 32, and she bought them for me for Christmas. It was like $650 or something like that. Her mom left me a voicemail demanding that I bring them back. And in my head, these pants ain't coming back. Leave all y'all about these pants. These I had to study. I'm watching while they tear them off the phones and they get. Oh my god, I'm not.
No, you're good, man. No, but yeah, like to me, that's like what propelled that pair of pants is really like what propelled me from like just being into like Supreme, the hundreds, Diamond Supply, and like make the jump into like getting into like luxury designer stuff. You know, and then like reading about like Hetty and what he did at like Dior and like all that stuff. Like I just like loved the lore of it, like reading about it.
That rabbit hole.
Yeah, couldn't buy any of it at the time. You know, ended up having to like get rid of pretty much everything like
That's
cool
semantics,
and hype.
by the way. If you cannot afford it, that shit is, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
As long as you can see it, think it, and see yourself in it, the finances will come. It's about walking in your purpose, and eventually it'll land in your, it'll make sense.
Yeah.
Especially if you can tell somebody else what they should be putting on, you'll have it in no time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
For real.
And then I ended up moving to Asheville. That's where I met Mason. And I remember he was either wearing Red Octobers or the Off-White Chicago ones.
Either way,
and I was like, I gotta go talk to this dude. And I remember talking to him, and I had just gotten the pair of the like the satin black toe Jordan 1s, I think it was. And I just sold them. He was like, why didn't you sell them to me? I was like, well, I didn't know you.
Yeah.
But then we just started like messaging back and forth. I'd sell him some shoes, like whatever. Then I moved to Philly, and we just kind of kept in contact. But I'd never met Kiel or Gilbert before. And then I was in Philly for a few years. Mason came up, just visiting, I think. And we met up, and he was like, I'm opening a store in Baltimore. You should come like check it out. So I came down here, and basically they were like, you want to work here? And I was like, yeah, I could be down in a couple months. And so then I moved back down here, and that's how I like met both of them. I actually had met Kiel at SneakerCon last year in Philly, but we only met for a couple hours and grabbed a cheesesteak. Yeah, so then I never met. Shout out Ishka Bibbles in Philly.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm more Maxis myself. But I love Ishka Bibbles.
But yeah, and then I met Gil when I got here. I met Kiel more, met the whole store, and it's been great. I mean, I was like, it's always been a dream to like work with this stuff. You know what I mean? Like to be my job is to come in and talk about shoes with people and talk about clothes and like fashion. Stuff comes in, like, you know, we got a pair of Dornbecker 4s in like maybe a year ago, but being able to like hold this pair dead stock with the receipt from, what was it, Foot Locker in Las Vegas, something like that. That it had the receipt in the box, and I'm like, this is crazy, dude. Like you can't, like you never get to hold this stuff, like let alone see it. Like, and I've got it in my hands right now. Like, it's like museum quality shit to me.
That to me is the equivalent of filling up your cart.
Yeah.
Until you can actually see a stage, like don't make it so unattainable. Like I was just listening to that conversation. I'm not sure if y'all caught it with Complex with like Nast and Tremaine Emery.
Yeah, I saw a little bit.
I saw some of the Tremaine stuff. Yeah,
it's an extensive conversation.
Yeah.
So you might not have caught everything, but the cool part about it for me was everybody just talking about how they went about acquiring their pieces.
Yeah.
However you get it, do your thing. But like Tremaine Emery was talking about, like back in like his era,
Yeah.
was like also the era of time where credit card companies were targeting college kids.
Yeah.
So the second he got on campus, they're throwing cards at him, the $10,000 limit. He's going to fraud. I need 10 pairs.
Yeah.
Of that World Cup. I need that. Like now. What we put with it, don't worry about that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned them too, because like I remember following like Ev Bravado. I think I can't remember what his like first brand was, but when he was just like screen printing shit in his
Shout
house.
out to him, by the way.
Yeah, and like Tremaine Emery. Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I shouldn't. Did I bring her up? I don't know, but my son's mom was the lead in his show like 2022.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was on a Facebook. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Go ahead.
But yeah, so like him following like the Beastroid dudes, like shout out Beastroid, I've got the socks on. Yeah. Like all these dudes on Tumblr, Tremaine Emery, Ass Pizza, Kerwin Frost, and like they felt like what you're talking about, the like attainableness, like the shit is attainable. Like these were people who were just like also kids. Yeah. It felt like to me just like doing what they wanted to do and seeing like, you know, Beastroy's doing fucking walks in New York Fashion Week. Who decides war just collab with H&M? Like fucking Ass Pizza. You know, I don't know if that was a Supreme collab or not, but he's like bigger than ever. Yeah. All that shit is just like, I'm like, these were kids. Yeah. Like these are just kids that were doing the same thing as me. And, you know, and they made it. You know what I mean? And like that shit, like that whole era of like the youth and all that shit was like so fucking cool to like be a part of.
I want to speak to that terminology as well. The whole idea around quote unquote making it. The only way to make it is to make it.
Yeah.
Like the same way you bake a cake, you made your cake.
Yeah.
The cake would not be there had you not made the
cake.
All you got to do is follow the steps that you lay out for yourself, walk it down. It's not complicated. Goes back. Add the cart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Add the cart. Will come when you actually press purchase.
Yeah.
Like when I first signed my Under Armour deal, the first thing I did, go back to the cart.
Yeah.
I went back to the cart. I went to Essence immediately.
Yeah.
A to Z, I need all that.
Yeah.
And it all showed up in the mail. After you do it a few times, you start realizing just how much you bought that you really didn't need.
Yeah.
And you can refine from there, which is also the worst enemy of a lot of people having too much accessible to them.
Yeah.
Can make drastic stylish mistakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the topic here.
Yeah. So
that's how you come into the fold.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how I ended up here. So last May, I've been here a little bit over a year now. Love it here. Love Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Love how close to Philly we are. Love how close to DC. Love all the shit we get in. Anytime somebody comes in with a big bag of shit, I'm peeking over Kiel's shoulders. He's looking through it, and I'm like, yeah, Kiel. Kiel, I want that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Goes through his hand. Everything that comes to the stores, goes through his hand. Yeah. He's the one that's like making the choosing what we're gonna have in the store. So you can't have a store like this. Oh yeah, in Mason senses a lot of stuff. Especially got a good salad, knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But, it's like picking and choosing what's in and what's what makes the store.
So
we're not just taking anything in.
Back. Question for you: how have you seen inventory fluctuate since you've been here? From maybe not since you've been here. Let's refine the time up here. Maybe like within the past year and a half. How has what's coming in the store changed? Because I can speak to it from the perspective of buyer. I'm really more in the mindset of like we've been talking about Redon's build not buy. At this point, I'm dressed in my own shit. But what like there's been a shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see what brands coming in the store right now. Within the past week, what have you seen?
I've seen a bunch of Amiris.
I
want to say.
Mind you, we're in Baltimore, Maryland at this point in time.
Bunch of Amiris, Dior's.
Like current or Dior from like 2000, 2001?
Current.
Okay.
Current.
So they buying it and selling it to you right away.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Pretty much.
Heard you.
Now I'm seeing a lot of denim tears coming back.
Denim tears is coming in.
couple Supreme, not just like the old Supreme.
OG Supreme. Okay.
What's that one? I think it's Duke Capital.
Apple.
Apple's Hellstar. I mean, it's a lot to really like choose from, but like it's been more that I've seen like just shift. Everybody's, let me say this: the seasons, like when different seasons, put it that way.
Mhm.
So like now it's about to start getting like cold at September.
Yeah.
Everybody wants some Marys.
Why is that though?
I think
they just gotta wear jeans.
I thought it's just the slim, the skinny jeans, that look.
Yeah.
I was like from Asheville is literally my dress, the way I dress is a lot. When I moved here, I'm like, damn, these jeans are so tight on this person. Like I'm just looking, it's so weird. Cause I'm used to like the baggy type kind of. I'm more of a slim, not really like that much skinny. But yeah, I mean when I'm back there behind that counter, people bring in some stuff. I see a lot of Louis Vuitton shirts, a lot of track suits, Prada shirts.
That's for the people that's paying attention right now. The reason I highlight the fact that we're in Baltimore, Maryland, and he's talking about Amiri, because when I watch shows like Power, the wardrobe styling is so on point and so on par for New York, because New York is still a thing as far as like Amiri.
Right.
Amiri is still a thing in New York. They have a place in Soho that's like a beautiful retail space. In LA, it's not as prominent, even though they hold that space on the top of Rodeo, which is like old, I think it's the old Saint Laurent store, something along those lines. But they can afford to be there because they flourish in other places. So even though it's not the quote unquote go-to brand for people on the West Coast right now, because style is evolving in a different direction. On this side, they are very much so still wearing Amiri.
Oh yeah, that is. Yeah. Baltimore keeps Amiri.
Shout out to Nima. Yeah.
Baltimore is definitely a Amiri place. Anytime we post Amiris,
they go
gone the same day. Literally, they do not last.
That's crazy.
Literally, because I think I just posted something yesterday. Dude literally came in the mall at 8:00. Yeah. He said, "Do you still have these Amiris?" Post them $425 brand new.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. I'm not gonna get into semantics about what you pay and where it goes.
Yeah.
Like that. That's more interesting in the business world. But questions for me? Anybody want to talk about anything?
Your brand.
My brand? What you want to know? What's
I see Gilbert wearing it.
Oh my God.
I was gonna ask you about your pants. What
Man,
you know
I
what?
got a haircut for the first time yesterday in almost 3 months because I'm recording music right now and I don't cut my hair while I'm recording music. With some new shit I'm doing, trying to be Jay-Z and shit like that. But my barber was on my heels about it. Like, wouldn't take the money. Talking about, when can I get some clothes? Why you holding out on the clothes? That and that. I said, man, nobody got it right now. He don't know that you got it. Yeah. Other people give me problems about the fact that you have it.
So you haven't came out with nothing.
It ain't that I ain't came out with nothing. It's just it's been very like niche and specific because one, I can't half step. Two, I know if I attach my name, like what it has to be and what I'm willing to not like go under. Like the bar has been set for my own mind. And for me, more so than anything, coming from Under Armour, storytelling is like the #1 thing when it comes to selling product. People don't really realize that Under Armour lacked storytelling, which is why they can't sell product. If you look at Nike, you look at Air Jordan, and I actually in 2021 had a conversation with the marketing department at Nike about a role where I would have took on the brand strategy and writing the strategy for like Serena Williams, Braun, all the top assets. But the conversation was rooted around steering the conversation more toward owning the narrative of the athlete in a way that they used to. Like, if you watch the Tiger Woods documentary, they talk about what a Nike ad did for his career. I think I just tapped this button. Does that do something? I think it's good. Nice. They talked about what a Nike ad would do for his career. That weight don't hold the same now. After the game, if LeBron had 36 and 3 of them was like spectacular dunks, he's going on his Instagram and he's going to post the exact dunk that he just had seconds before in the game. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to wait until ESPN top 10 plays to run it and then they give you their perspective of it, whether you like their perspective or not. Bron can speak directly from his own mouth through his own channel, which is why you see platforms like The Shop go from HBO back to YouTube when it started on YouTube. Even though HBO is a great partner, you can own your own narrative just by way of YouTube. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't need all these big distribution factors and this, that, and the third. If anything, you get sponsors that come in and kind of like give you dollars and cents to enhance what you got going on. But to mute the voice of the athlete, they literally said, I don't want to use her name, but specifically on the call, she's like, how do we own this freedom that they have in a way that we can control it more and steer it to our liking? The reason I left Under Armour was because of the fact that they was like exploiting us in a way that forced us to speak or learn a language that we didn't understand. I'm heading into these conversations, and we could say it for the sake of like my previous affiliations with, like, for instance, Gervonta Davis or something along those lines. We came in around the same time. I had been at the company probably like 2.5 years prior to him getting there. He gets there, and that conversation with him signing the Under Armour started from a DM. Anyways, yeah, so I'm at Under Armour, and I didn't like the way that they was having conversations. I did the Gervonta Davis deal, A$AP Rocky deal, same time. Rocky had infrastructure because he had already been around brands, like had sneaker deals, things of that nature. Gervonta didn't have nobody around. Is it on?
Yes.
Yeah, Gervonta didn't have nobody around him that was like steering him in that direction. So I saw myself in him in the sense that, like, this is like one of the first opportunities I got to do a big deal. Let me hold my man down. And we developed a friendship offline that kind of helped with all of that. So we walking into meetings, I'm like, yo, bro, sit up straight in this one. Say yes to this, say no to that type shit. So much so it got to the point where Under Armour started to notice, and they like, don't forget what side of the negotiating table you on. And I had some decisions to make. So that's a conversation for another day, but decisions got made, and I went on to just manage him full time and took everything I had intel-wise with me. The CEO left, I left, all good. And it made perfect sense to me to be doing exactly what I was doing. As I stepped into the world of independent, I just wanted to do my own thing, bro. Like, just get creative projects off as seamlessly as possible. Sometimes when you align yourself with people, though, that can slow up the process if they're not the right partner. Fortunately enough, right now, I have all the right partners. But the reason why my brand is so close to my chest is because I feel like if I let it go, I could lose it. I can detail that up a little bit more. Like, right now, all right, for instance, look at me. I'm not going to walk down the street, even just getting dressed today, right? I'm trying to separate myself from even my friends that might have influence and shit like that. Because I like my individuality. I appreciate my individuality. Tyler just went on that Maverick Carter show. Mm-hmm. Maverick Carter does a segment, and Tyler just did it where he was talking about how all these rappers are dressing the same, buying the same thing.
With the barbershop?
No, not the shop.
Oh,
this is a separate series, separate segment. But to just walk outside and be an individual is just so important to me. These 85s mean something to me because, like we talked about earlier, I was born on October 26th. I know nobody gonna have these on, and I wear them in a way that's comfortable to me. These Acne jeans look like the Balenciagas, but they Acne. I did this knee slip myself. I put a Drake lyric. I talked to God standing up straight. I don't get on my knees. That's from an unreleased Drake song that didn't come out, but I put it on my pants with my own Sharpie. So when I walk outside, and for instance, I wore these to the Nego exhibit when they did the auction with Jupiter. And Swizz Beatz' son was asking me questions about how to get them and this, that, and the third. But he couldn't get them because, come on, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, or this shirt is mine. Or, for instance, this belt might be from Manna Hatter, but I'm doing a lot. I'll tell you the truth. They gave me this bitch for my birthday. For me. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. Or like, I don't know, bro. Or just something as small as like the way I carry my keys now. It's just for me. It's for me. This is like my actual key holder, locked to a Louis bag. This is like an AirPod case that don't even fit no more. Inside of it is a message from my mom. Like, it's just certain things that mean shit to me. It ain't really about nobody else. I put this on here so I can clean my glasses. If I keep my glasses there, I can just wipe them off. I don't know, bro. It's just hard to keep going outside and everything you see is just carbon copy, mannequin, copy, paste. And I'm a byproduct of it because I'm like part of the problem in a sense that I sold my aesthetic to a few different people that are running the wave right now and cool. But the good part about owning a brand is that I could steer it. Nego didn't allow vape to be sold in doors that he didn't approve. Or you could take the approach of somebody like Jerry Lorenzo, who has let up a bit. Fear of God is a little bit more like close to his chest, but essentials can live everywhere. And that's why now I'm like, separating to the point where you have Static Passion brand that is far more one of one, far more cut and sew, far more less replicate, and then you have Static Passion Plus will live in like some of the things that I walk away from Under Armour being able to possess, that turn and burn, that accessibility and price point, still see 10 deep, Supreme at retail type shit. Like that should be what we're pushing from that hub. I don't even know what the question was. I just had some shit to get off.
No, I like because you was talking about how you like when you go out or you're around all these other people.
Yeah, bro, you're not gonna be able to see me and somebody else. And when the real thing walk in the room, people will always be able to tell the difference.
Right.
And when we go out, say you are my client, say you are my partner or client of old, for lack of a better term, you're going outside, they're gonna clearly be able to see. Like, no, lack of a better example is Jay-Z and Myth Bleak. Myth Bleak might have more money than Hove, but they still gonna know who Hove is when Hove open his mouth. And when you 100%. Step to that booth, it just is what it is, bro. Like, I look at Melo and LeBron. Y'all might look at it differently, but I look at Melo and LeBron back in like 2011.
Yeah, neck and neck.
2012. You look at the rookie stats back in when. Come on, bro. They should have been co rookies of the year. But when you add narrative and this and Melo's coming off the heels of everything Allen Iverson related, and the NBA changing the dress code in order to like keep Allen Iverson in this round. Meanwhile, Kobe got this. No, not LeBron because I got friends on his team and shit like that. But come on, bro. It's just it goes to show you what narrative can actually do. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel what you're saying because like, let's say like when I go out, let me go backward. I didn't really have. People may say I did. I don't know, probably. But to me, I feel like people said I had a nice style, but I feel like now I didn't really know. I didn't really know like fashion like that. Adam here,
my dog,
literally. When I first I didn't like Adam. I'm just gonna say this. I didn't like when I first he wasn't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
I didn't like Adam.
Yeah.
I think I felt like it was just like I don't know what it was. I felt like it was a vibe. We was at SneakerCon.
Okay.
We went to go eat, and then I've never been around someone that puts their feet up like this.
Okay.
Like we were at Ishkabibbles, and I put my foot up like this.
He had his foot up like that, and
okay.
So I'm looking at him like, Nick got his feet up like this.
Rick Rubin era, like the aura.
Yeah. So he came here. He started working at the store, and then like I said again, I wasn't really into. I would just get dressed.
Yeah.
I wasn't really big into like the fashion,
the styling aspect.
Yeah. So again, when Mason, he moved up here. Mm-hmm. I saw him with the Balenci's and stuff like that. Yeah. Asheville that's not something you would see in Asheville.
Day-to-day.
And if you did, they're going down to Charlotte, Atlanta, doing this and doing that. Yeah. Me moving here, man, I'm big like Balenciaga.
Yeah.
I'm still big on. I love Balenciaga. Like we went through New York for the first time been in New York this year. The day before my birthday, I wanted to go straight to Balenciaga.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't buy anything because they didn't have my size in the shoe that I wanted.
Yeah.
But again, like Adam, he put me on. Like I'm thinking, like Rick Owens never will wear Rick Owens, but now I do. Have a couple pair of Balenci's. Then wasn't really a big fan of Chrome Hearts. Now I'm big on Chrome Hearts and stuff like that. Yeah. And I felt like that set my tone as like what fashion brands what my lane is. Yeah. And how to get dressed and stuff like that. Right now, I got these on TikTok. But
man, that's your business.
I did, but this shop TikTok shop, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw it on somebody was wearing it.
Right, we got some time. We're good. We'll go downstairs. Yeah. So we're gonna go in for like this. One of my questions I got for you is what's one of your favorite pair of Jordans? Favorite pair of Jordans.
Right now, my favorite pair of Jordans.
All time. Silhouette.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's probably not what you'd expect. I like I like Cherrywood 16s. I like Lightning 17s,
Yeah.
pre-retro.
The Jason Kidd era.
Yeah, Mike Bibby specifically. The headband.
Yeah.
I was hooping.
Sack.
Yeah, he was a dog too. But I like Jordan 20. When they did the City Series Jordan 20, I think Chicago got the red for Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
The chutney went to the East Coast, and then the West Coast, if I'm not mistaken, was like a baby blue color. And my 8th grade year, from Cinderella Shoes or DTLR, one of the two, I got that chutney Jordan 20. And my older brother was wavy. He had the quick strike pair that had the black patent leather strap. It had the ankle out. You could do cool shit like open the top of the 20 and let the thing go around the side. I love the 20s. That's like my favorite pair.
Yeah. Let's go look at some shoes.
Yeah, we can
go look at some shoes now.
Cool. Crazy. My older brother set it up for me to be able to. Yeah, good segue. Get out there. It was the night of a Wale concert at Rams Head. We pull up to we pull up to Security Mall finish line, drop our money off. We got to pick our pairs up in the morning. My homeboy didn't have his pair. We sneak into Owens Mills Mall. We hang out by Athlete's Foot, just chilling in the cut by Athlete's Foot, like behind the doors. You start hearing footsteps, everybody running in the mall. We sprint over to Foot Locker and first in line. And for my boy to get his pair. Since I already have my pair chilling at the mall, I just sold my place in line for like $20.
Yeah, got some money real quick. Yeah, so we was talking about Jordan 11s. This is the shoe?
Yeah. So I was telling them about that carbon fiber midfoot shank plate that Mike had Tinker put in the sneaks to take the pressure off his knees around that 96 season. That's what I was talking about. Carbon fiber in the middle of the foot, it's a shank plate to absorb the pressure off your knees when you're running, jumping, doing athletic shit. You heard? But we can get back to it. What we talking about? Questions?
Yeah, questions. We're gonna do some questions. So, what's the first shoe that you remember wearing? Like for me, the first shoe I'm ever pictured in is a Jordan 6 back when I was a baby. That's my baby shoe. Yeah. But that's like the first Jordan I ever had. What's the first Jordan you ever had?
Wow, the first Jordan I ever had is embarrassing. It's more impressive about my little brother. My little brother had the Bugs Bunnies, the 8s when they retro. I had like a Jumpman Pro or some it was this Jordan, it was a pair of Team Jordans, and they had like this plastic removable midfoot shit or something like that. But this guy that worked at my dad's job told me he would get me my first pair of Jordans for me if my grades were of a certain caliber.
Yeah.
Grades was of a certain caliber. He held his end of the bargain. He went to the store and just grabbed whatever fucking Jordan he could find. I'm grateful for it in hindsight, but because he didn't have to do that. I wasn't his kid or nothing like that, but it was definitely not no series edition heat. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful for it.
Yeah. I think my first Jordan was the Bread 4. Yeah. Used as fuck. It already had the I bought it from somebody from a Facebook group. It already had the back tab gone on one of them.
Cracked off.
Yeah. But I think I paid like $70 for them.
Yeah, you can't beat
that.
And
I love that shoe, so I was like, nah.
Was it a countdown pack? Did it have the Nike Air on the back?
It must have been. I mean, so this would have been like 2011 that I got them.
Yeah.
So whichever was the one that came out. Like,
yeah,
right
it's giving countdown pack.
Because then I think it was the 2012 that they did them again, right? And then I got one of those back when you could still like camp out for shoes and everything.
Yeah. I was in the trenches.
Yeah.
You talking about KD's? I was outside PG Plaza. I guess PG Plaza. That's where House of Hoops was for the Weatherman. Me and like 500 people, and they picked 10 people. And I remember they called my name. I was like, yo, bro, this is cap. This is not even real. 500 people outside, you sprint to the front, man. The crazy thing is that always bother me about sneaker releases. They'll escort you in, but they will not escort you out. And the heathens is outside waiting. Oh, my gosh. So, yeah, thankfully, my older brother kept me in proper alignment with protection. So, grateful for him.
I really do miss camping out for shoes, though.
Yeah.
Like, that was when I feel like I met, like, a lot of people who, like, it's like when it was easier to, like, meet people who were, like, part of the culture. You know
we talked about it earlier.
I remember camping out for the, it was either the Bel Air 5s or the Gamma 11s at Social Status in Greensboro.
Okay.
And there was a dude, it was cold as fuck because it was December, so it must have been the Gammas.
Yeah.
And some dude had a carafe of like hot apple cider.
Yeah.
Just passing it around, like not selling it or anything. And I was like, dude, this is fucking cool. And now it's like I don't know. It's totally different now.
Yeah,
there's a lot that I like now. I don't have to leave my couch to try and get releases and everything.
Yeah.
And working in a place like this, it's easier to touch stuff than ever. But like, I don't know. You had to kind of work for it a little bit back then. You had to sacrifice a little bit. Like
so back to that point, Wale had just put out Chillin'. We spoke about it earlier when I went to go get the Yeezy ones, the Blink pair. They had 5 pairs at Shoe City and Security Mall. The other 4 people in front of me in line was all Wale's homeboys. So they go to the car. They got me like Chillin' merch tee. I got to walk away with that. And it was so communal. Everybody at my school knew I was like pursuing these shoes that weekend.
Yeah.
When I came back to school on Monday, they announced the fact that I got them on the announcements.
Damn.
I walk into school with flip-flops on and in the bag, and then like a little grocery bag, plastic grocery bag with the shoes in it, but nobody knew. So I walk in, lunch, this, that, and no, breakfast, my bad. Walk in, like, you ain't get them. I'm like, no, man. I put the shoes on the table. I rip the bag open. They go crazy. They go dumb. Yeah, everybody delivers. Yeah. Nail man, piercing, aftercare. But no, they go crazy. They put it in the announcements. Shit like that.
Yeah, the last shoe I think I camped out for was the Dog Walker SB 420.
Yeah.
I remember it was like, I always wanted any SB that came out on 420. I was trying to grab.
I wonder why.
Yeah, my 420. My twin brother put me on. He had got the Skunk Dunks back then in like it's 09, whatever it was.
Okay.
2010. Got him back then. So like this year go around, I'm there. I'm waiting 4 hours. It's cold as hell. I'm at the local skate shop. There's one skate shop in North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, that's getting the shoes. Only one.
Yeah.
They got maybe a size run, if that.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm waiting 4 hours, end up getting it.
You lucky motherfucker. That's
Didn't even
crazy.
get my size, so all I did was just turn around and sell it as soon as I got out the line.
Crazy.
But that was the last one I did camp out for.
Yeah. Last one, I guess we're here.
Yeah.
Let's talk LeBron 8. I camped out for the LeBron. Well, I was supposed to camp out for the LeBron 8. And I'll say the story because my boy was with me. Damian Lee was with me when this happened. I wake up late. I'm on I was supposed to camp out, didn't camp out. I missed the release in the morning. South Beach 8 is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I drive instantly because once you start calling around at stores, I feel like they start lying.
Yeah.
They're going to tell me they don't got it, but they got, all right, fuck it, I'm on the way. So I go to Foot Action in Security Mall again, and they didn't have none. They laughed at me. I asked if another store might have them. They didn't, so I call over to different stores in Mondawmin. Everybody's telling me no, but I pull up. DTLR had like a 7 and an 8.5. I grabbed the 8.5, but I'm distraught. I'm trying every which way to get my foot in this 8.5. I'm a 10.5. I'm taking a sole out. I just wanted to be able to wear it that night.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out on the back end with the sneaker exchanges or whatever the case is, but I needed it on my foot that night.
Yeah.
I go to the barbershop, and the dude who owned the barbershop was like, man, what's wrong with you? Why you look like that? Because he know me. I'm like, man, I did this, I got an 8.5. I need a 10.5. He like, what? I'm like, man, why you acting like that? I'm just mad about some shit. He like, no. Somebody just left. They got a 10.5, need an 8.5.
Oh, worked out.
Yeah, and he tried to finesse. He tried to call a play and charge us both $20 for the connection, this, that, and the third. He charged him. He did not give me. But we got the swap out. I got the 10.5, and it was what it was. I wore him into the Soul Turn colors, and then I was able to still get, what, 500, 600, 700 for him at that time. So, yeah, shit was cool. That was the beauty of, like, when all of this shit felt like wearable art. It still does to a certain degree, but I feel like now it's far more turn and burn than it was back then. Back then, I took pride in the fact that I could, to your point earlier about that cracked Bread 4, it might have been my Bread 4 type shit. Wear them all the way down into the crack and they midsole crumbling, this, that, and the third, and you can still get more than retail. And as long as I was copping at retail, I felt like, you know, man, I got my shit off.
Like what you were talking about earlier with like the storytelling. Like to me, like the storytelling of like the Jordans back then. Maybe they were releasing as many as they are now, but like it felt more significant.
It was different
when they released one, and there was always kind of like a reason for it. It wasn't just like a new colorway of this thing. Like it always felt like there was more, and that's like what I've always loved about like SBs too, because like the storytelling of it, and that's like, you know, Kiel was talking earlier about like all this, you know, like I know about like fashion, like I read about it and everything. I just love like the stories. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that really is like what
right
makes
now,
it like fun.
Right now, Nike could come out. What brand are they on now? 22 or something along those lines? 22 or some shit like that. They could come out with the pre-order for LeBron 28 and get pre-orders right now just because of the story that is LeBron James. No image necessary, but they could put a pre-order up for that. It might not cater to our world, but overseas, them kids that's hanging on to everywhere LeBron got to say. And if they had to, or let's use a Travis Scott for example. Yeah. Let's use a Travis Scott where they're using that that silhouette that he has with the reverse Nike swoosh. They're treating that like his signature almost, right? Yeah. They could put the colorway up right now with no imagery. And it would come on, bro. Yeah. Just because of the storytelling that is Travis Scott. Now, granted, it's minimal storytelling going on right now, aside from the anomalies that are LeBron James, Travis Scott, all of these different people.
Few of the SBs.
Yeah, a
Futuras,
few. Even some of them feel a tad contrived, like the Powerpuff thing and actually going through licensing as opposed to back in the day. Cease and desists are coming from Heineken. Yeah. It was just far more underground. Yeah. Granted, you can get away with a lot more then because of lack of like how fast things can like mail, internet, things like that. It was a tad delay, so it worked in your favor. Yeah. But nowadays, man, your ass will get sued quick.
Well, and that's a whole thing that I feel like.
But you can't care. If you Nike and you got the hammer to wait until Cool, what's his name, Cool Kai, Cool Kiy, or a guy like John, who's my homie, get all the way to this level, and then blitz them. It's like, and don't get it twisted, Nike. I want my Duncan, so we're gonna get this shit in line. I'm not knocking y'all, but I got it to the truth. Come on, bro.
Well, even like them hitting Nego with the lawsuit last year when they've been making Bapes for 2 decades. Right. Or not Nego, suing Bape. But now Nego has the collab with them coming out this year. Yeah. I need those. But
yeah, and just a little bit of background, Nego got, well, like you said, that collab. People don't know, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or even if it came to life, but fourth quarter last year I had dinner with Steven Victor where he told me all about how Nego's trying to buy Bape back.
Oh, for real?
He's buying it back. It was like semantics about the numbers and this, that, and the third. But if he get Bape back, what are we talking about? Yeah, change everything. Well, then we'll get him how we used to get him. Yeah. With the one line, not the double line on the heel.
More patent leather.
Come on,
bring the crazy colors back and don't mesh nothing.
Make it worth it again. Right now, that's to me, and no knock, but that's like children's clothes. If it's not Nego era or back, that's actually my son.
That's actually how I met your brother.
Yeah.
He came in and I was wearing the 2006 Thors.
Okay.
The Marvel collab, the old ones.
So his Instagram is not as Big Ronnie now. It used to be Big Ronnie. I used to get all that shit from him back in the day. Double XLs and size clothes. I'm putting it in a pot on the stove, boiling it, trying to shrink it down. I can't make this up. Boiling it, trying to shrink it down just for me to be able to fit it. I seen him 2 years ago. I came in town for my birthday. He had one of them old Bape sweatshirts that he gave me from back in the day. I gave it back to him. I demanded it on site. Like he took it off his body, left in a white beater. Gave me the shit off his back just from that exchange of what it once was. That's how he met a lot of people back in the day when it was like just for kicks era type sneaker shopping. It was that hand to hand. It was those like deep intricate stories of like mom's basement, mom and pop shops clearing out Nike basketball shit from the 90s because you were in the store 2004, finding those hidden pockets and this, that, and the third. I remember he snaked me one time. Ben 23 Jordan 9. Nowhere around here had them. I begged our dad to take me to Cherry Hill Mall in New Jersey. Soon as I get there, as soon as my dad pull up, guess who I see in line?
Brother.
He like the third person in line. My dad was livid because he drove all the way to Jersey and I could have rolled with him. Yeah. And he got him and I didn't. And to this day, I still have not had a Ben 9. To this day, look up Ben 9s if y'all don't know what that is. Too. They are individually numbered. They come with the wooden shoe tree on the inside. Very, very, very premium materials. That whole Ben series is underrated.
It does just feel, I don't know, like all these big brands like suing like streetwear brands, like Warren Lotus getting sued by Nike, like all these things we're talking about, like bootlegging and like ripping logos. That's like streetwear like 101.
That's par for
like
the course.
Original Supreme,
man, Nike
like old, like all that stuff, like the Patagonia Supreme logo. What was that? 98, something like that. Like back in the 90s, like these are like, they booted the LV logo, got sued, all for LV 20 years later to be like, hey, we'd like to collaborate with you. It just is like this is part of that culture, and it feels like.
Think about it from the perspective of like, is it a negotiating tactic? Like I'm telling you about how Nego's trying to buy Bape back, or I don't know if it fell apart because this was like 8 months ago when I had that conversation, or if he already owns it now and he's got like a collection in the works that's going to debut soon because it could be coming up for that. We'll find out quite soon.
Yeah.
But if they're working with him, he's in pursuit of trying to attain it back. Is it like a bit of tug of war? like if you sign this, we do that. If you do this, we do that. I do know that the whole business mantra of going direct to consumer and pulling out a product out of here, there, and there is the reason why we're getting all these phones right now. Is the reason why we're getting a PlayStation Air Force One right now. Is the reason why Yachty got that beautiful Air Force One coming right now. That
looks beautiful.
Yeah,
it's just real simple, chill.
But you gotta give us what we need, and the reason we get those products specifically, the flight pods, the phone pods, all them coming back, is because we're the generation built on nostalgia.
Yeah.
They know damn well all through the 2000s. I graduated high school 2010, a year early. So around that time, that's when we started getting the pump out of the pines, the eggplants, the coppers, all within that realm. We have the buying power now. They just went DTC, direct to customer. Soon as the time comes for them to need money again, like that conversation I was just telling you about that I had with them, where they were trying to own the voice of what's the inevitable now. Athletes owning their narrative. It just is what it is. You got to revolutionize. Don't stay in the past. Don't just chill right there. No, we're moving forward. That's it. What they got to do? They got to give us what we want. Don't be surprised if we're going to start getting a pump type situation coming from the Nike SB department. You see they about to start coming with more Nike SB4s.
Yeah.
Just different colors. Yeah. And they about to continue.
Same thing the way they did with the nodule. Now they're pushing that.
You put that SB on the tongue, it changes things.
Yeah.
You can move product.
Yeah.
It's gonna be SBs that come out like Air Force Ones in a second.
Yeah, like when they did the Jordan Forces back in the day.
Yeah,
Fusions.
So you see.
This was real cool though. I had all the 5 Fusions. I had all those.
I still want some, no cap.
White, red, and blue.
He from North Carolina though.
Yeah, I had all of them. I had all.
Fusions was not the way back in the day, but I take a pair of Jordan 5 Air Force Ones right now and make them work.
Back then, I was wearing like, we look kind of like the same age, so like middle school, high school, but Forces was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had like the West Indian Forces, the Puerto Rico Air Forces, anything.
I had the She Wallace Forces, navy blue. You could get them 2 for $70 from Cinderella Shoes off Park Heights.
The Desert Storm, the Army Fatigue ones, all those premium leather. That's what they coming back out with. Coming out with more Forces, more stuff like that. That's what I feel like they need to, because like we done grew up. So that's what we like. And that's the style that's in right now.
Yeah.
But what would you wear growing up here in Baltimore? What was an outfit, like an outfit that you would wear to go out growing up here?
Shit, denim would fluctuate. It might be Y Project. It might be Yohji Yamamoto.
You were rocking Yohji?
Maharishi. Yo, you gotta know who my brother is, bro. You gotta know
crazy.
I know who my brother is. It used to be a spot called Shop Gente in Baltimore, and they had all the Japanese brands.
That's crazy.
So think Manhattan and NYC, but think Baltimore. And this guy, Oliver, who ran the shop, lived in Japan prior to him moving to Baltimore for whatever reason. I was too young to remember, but he just had like this personal stash, and he was our shoe size. So in the back, he had like Taxi SBs and like one of ones from, not one of ones, but just like limited run Adidas from Japan only, like Japanese only. And he had this bin of like used shoes that he would let me cop from. If my grades was up to par, so I'm buying like 5 pairs of shoes for $100, or shit like that. Or I worked at Smoothie King at a point in time. My manager had he would take like, I'd give him $200. I might get LeBron 7s, white steel Jordan 19s. Shout out to Brian Atkins from Smoothie King. He know. Bro, the LeBron 7s with the patent leather, his shit had like scuff bubbles all over the red air bubble and shit like that, but I was able to use my fingernail, get them off with the soap and water. I got stories for days, bro. We could talk crazy.
Even to this day.
But I'm going to get back to your point.
Sorry, to this day, those are brands that like I never see anywhere except for like in New York. Like when I moved to Philly and found Totem that had like engineered garments and Capital and things like that for retail, I was like, oh, I've never seen somewhere like this. That's not in New York City. So you talking about like back in the day here, like Maharishi, Yohji, like Y Project.
But it really goes back to outlet shopping. So I knew I could get more for my buck at the outlets as opposed to in the mall. So I was going to New York, going to Woodbury Commons. I was going to Lancaster, PA, playing in those different outlets and things like that. I learned about Yohji Yamamoto from being in an Adidas store. When you see that Y3 and then underneath you get the Yohji Yamamoto and you look up the price points, I was always intrigued by getting things for lesser than what they were worth. And then using whatever I had within myself to make it worth more than what it was already ticketed at, type shit. So just believing in myself in that regard. And as I grew older, mainly within like the past 2 years, I really started diving in on like monetizing my influence or like actually promoting my influence in a way that could be like spread to platforms like this for me to be able to give back and shit like that. Not even from the perspective of hand to hand give back, but just knowledge, being able to talk to y'all and shit like that. You can't get the DG Reserve. Now you know you. Now you know you type shit. Like,
yeah. Well, and like all the knowledge is like, to me, like what makes this stuff like fun. You know what I mean? Like, because there's obviously like the flexing component. Like, not everybody has these shoes. Not everybody can afford this thing. Like, blah blah blah. That feels good too. But like, really, to me, I already touched on this. But like, what's fun about this stuff is like the knowledge, the culture. Oh my god, yeah. Like that's like what really draws me. Yeah, draws me to like all this stuff. Like
draws all us together. Yeah. To your point though, back in the day, fit. If I'm giving fit, I could give you a fit. So the night of that cool grade that I was telling you about, I had on a Maharishi tee. I had on Rockin' Republic denim. I had on like this tan Gucci belt, but the cross G buckle was it's my song by the way. Cross G buckle was like green, which matched the sole of the Blink Yeezys. Yeah. So that's like average fit.
All right, knowing that you're such an individual person, like you're not like anybody else. You know, you kind of one-on-one, like the way with your style and everywhere, how you carry yourself.
Appreciate that.
When it comes to like waves and everything, do you like follow? Like, I'm guessing you don't follow waves, but like back in the day when you was coming up, did you follow waves? Like for me, like everybody was wearing tall tees and slap socks. Boom, I was wearing tall tees.
I wasn't even allowed. I wasn't even allowed to wear tall tees.
It was crazy, and I used to wear it with the sticker on.
I wasn't allowed to wear tall tees. But answer that question, no. For me, it's always been design over designer.
Yeah.
For me, it's always been about like, if the two merge, where it's like design and designer align, cool. I've always been about the story though. Like from the very, very, very beginning, I've always been about the story. I'll buy a bad product if the marketing's good.
Yeah.
Can't lie to you. Like, I will buy the bullshit if the story's good. I bought Starburys. I didn't wear them,
too.
but I bought them shit. $15?
Yeah,
good marketing? Man, I'm with you.
15. I used to go play street ball.
So for me, it was So for me, it's always design versus designer. We can use like Rude for an example. They took that Marlboro tee, the cigarette brand, and kind of flipped it. They also took Honda Racing and kind of flipped. Honda is it? I could be bugging, but yeah, they took the Honda Racing tee and kind of flipped it. Balenciaga grabbed like a shit ton of vintage tees and do their iteration as well. Me, I'm the type of guy that's gonna figure that out, go find the original, and then
do something.
Yeah, do that. That's what I'm gonna do. Or even if everybody's going Balenci, I'm gonna dive more into Demna, discover Vetman, buy all the Vetman on the Essence sale. And then 3 years later, when it's booming because Balenci's doing this thing and Demna and Gurum are killing this, that, and that, now I got this archive and on Balenci hoodies, they put the season embroidered on the top of the hood. So you getting fall, winter 18, fall, winter 19, spring, summer.
All those old.
On my come on, bro. And that's invaluable to me. So that's where I'm going. It's always more about what I liked and then finding the nuance of what was popular in a direction that I could like for instance, when everybody went biker denim from Balmain, I'm looking up Christophe de Carnon, who predates Olivier Rousteing at Balmain, who designed biker denim. Now he's at French Connection. I'm buying French Connection biker denim. My motherfuckers is buying Balmain biker denim, and they not even. It's a different realm. Come on, bro.
Well, it's the same thing. I mean.
You're like that too, though.
We're getting into like opinions, you know what I mean? But like my opinion, like as soon as Roosting came in, Balmain like dropped off like big time.
Yeah. From a quality perspective, you think?
Just like design and it just became like very like boring.
Yeah, but the influence of marketing went to the moon.
Sure. Yeah. But he was a
he don't care about that.
He was.
It's like Cam.
He was an
Kanye.
influencer, right? Like that was his whole.
No, that was his whole thing,
which is cool. It's cool.
Yeah, you're
right.
Glad
he's doing his thing. It got a little bit boring to me.
Harsh truth, but truth.
But then, it's the same thing with like Hetty, like the Dior stuff in the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Then Saint Laurent, he completely revamped Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
Then he went over to Celine. He's still doing that like cokehead rock star thing over there.
Literally.
That he did at Saint Laurent, that he did at Dior.
Yeah.
He's keeping it consistent. He goes to these new brands and he's like, this is my fucking aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, just kind of like what you're saying, like you can follow this aesthetic through these brands based on who the designer is.
1,000%.
And
it's no different than an artist who has a label.
Yeah.
Or has a sound that people grab and this, that, and the third. And you can spot the replicates as they walk in.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's your outfit though, Adam? Like that you would wear back in the day?
Yeah.
What's one of y'all? Sorry.
Honestly, it was.
Shout out to 501 Levi denim too, because that was like the wave. I was more nudies and Rockin' Republics than True Religion, just because the fit was slimmer. But 501s, if I had like the cutoffs going on, I didn't really like them all the way down to my ankle, but I was going cutoffs for sure. But
I was wearing mostly Hot Topic denim.
Okay.
Because for a while they were the only place I could really get real skinny jeans for men in like 2010, 2011.
Got you.
Um,
I'm smaller than you, so I was in Saint Laurent. But yeah,
Vans and Vans, Jordan 4s, Jordan 1s, and band tees. Like I was rocking like any band that I was listening to. I like came up in like the punk and hardcore and like death metal scene, and like that's a lot of the music I listened to. So it was a lot of that stuff. So then like when the vintage wave hit and everybody's rocking like old like Cradle of Filth tees, like stuff like that, I was already like, yeah, I'm with that. That's so the same style.
2010, 2011, 2012, I'm likely in skate tees. I'm likely in high fashion denim. And on feet, I can't lie, I'm in brunch boots. I'm in Saint Laurent harness boots. And I forget silhouette names, but I had all them shits. I mean, I had all them shits, but high level. But the tees was definitely like Supreme, Stussy. I had the mixtape About Nothing Wale 10 Deep tee. That's probably still in my dad's storage somewhere. But yeah, trying to get to Commonwealth on the weekends, Wish in Atlanta, so on. Yeah.
I'm thinking outfit that comes to mind. It's 2013.
A Lux tall tee.
Nope. This 2013.
With the extra large sticker.
We're going to go 2013.
Okay.
I remember the year because it was the Fire Red 5s that came in.
He coming trim right now.
But I used to come. Nah, that was my best fit. But it's whatever. But this is like how I used to do. Just one brand, all. Boom. And then some Jordans.
Okay.
I'm from Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Really like styles, what I see is like you get the whole fit. So I was wearing LRG back then. I got the LRG camo pants, and then the panda with the joint coming out of his mouth, and the matching shirt. Like I was the kind of dude that like with a matching shirt, matching hoodie type shit, and that's what I did. And
LRG was
hell.
baked for the urban community though.
Yeah, back then like that was fire. I had the Fire Red 5s. Couldn't tell me nothing. Those came out right around the same time as the green, Glow Green 4s. Favorite Jordan 4 right there. Yeah. There's just a time.
That was an era.
Yeah, it takes me back to that time where it was still cool because the Weatherman foam pouches came out right then at that time too. Yeah. And I remember buying them all at Foot Locker.
Yeah. You told me about this outfit.
I told you. I know. I love it. I love it.
Fire Red 5's legendary too. I need a good pair from them.
Yeah.
That was one of my back to school shoes, Fire Red 5.
Yeah. I like the Fire Red 5 with the red bottom though. Not
with
the
red
bottom. The black bottom is not cool. The red bottom that's what you gotta have. I don't like the black bottom. You gotta go red bottom. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
Yo, let's show you some stuff around the store. See what you think about it. Get your opinion.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's pull this down. Get a shot down.
What you looking at in here?
Off rip.
Yeah.
Dornbecker 5.
Remember you looking at the Colette Forces the last time you were here.
Yeah. They intrigue me. These stick out in my heart. Sean's Air Max 97 1 sticks out in my heart because not only did I have them, but my girl at the time had them. I thought it was just wavy. Like I just thought it was wavy that she had them. It was so crazy. She gonna see this and be like, I did have them. Type shit. What else is sticking out in my head? With the P-Rod, I love these because I came up on the with the dump, which was like super unattainable. This is like super attainable, and I think that's so cool. Yeah. You could get a good shoe off. It's not the most comfortable shoe. It's not the most comfortable SB, but you could get a good fit off. You can get a lot of wear out of this shoe.
He's another one who I like. I grew up watching his like skate videos and everything. You know what I mean? So like any of his old shoes, like Zach, our inventory guy, and I talk about it all the time. Like I don't know, every interview he just seems so down to earth, like such a kind guy.
He
so
is,
like,
bro.
Then this came out. He's like, yeah, I just like mixed all my shoes together and made this. I was like.
And he's got so much fire under his belt at the helm of Nike SB. Yeah. And same girl I was just referencing, She got me that like Mexican colorway. It's like white, green.
Yeah, it's the high top.
Yeah.
It's the high top with the boxing
on the
glove.
tone.
It's got the boxing glove on it. It's all white.
Yep, bingo. Yeah, so that I'm looking at that.
Those came out Cinco de Mayo.
What else is in here? Laser 4, can't miss. I love this shoe. Of course, a Red October. Yeah, this is like Holy Grail S. Shout out to John. He jumped in the pool with these on. Boy went viral. Again, that Dornbecker 5. That's always going to stick out in my head. Presto from the 10. You ain't know I knew shoes like this, did you? See, y'all think this? See, I come from this, bro. What else? Really moves me. And these, yeah, we were just talking about these the other day. I like anything Cactus Plant Flea Market is putting out right now. Shout out to Cynthia Liu. She studied under P. Doing exceptional work. I would love to see her get her shine at Louis Vuitton. Okay, good. That'll probably be the only thing that could dethrone what Tyler just did at Louis Vuitton, in my opinion. But all under the realm of Pharrell. So these fire, especially in the smaller sizes. Black specifically. I love. Fun fact about me: I love finding things that like people deem everyday, and then you find a like more elevated version. Yeah. And I beat it to shit. Yeah. So they can look at how you doing it, but it's like, yo, bro. Calm down. Yeah. It's mine for a reason. Yeah, and it's mine. And when I'm done with it, I'm gonna sell it to you for double what. Hello. Yeah. That's all.
I remember doing that with my the first vape hoodie I ever bought. Like, just throwing it over the couch when I get home. My roommate was like, "You can't just throw that away." I'm like, it is just a hoodie, dude. Like at the end of the day,
it was my stuff.
You can tell when you walk around with that like air of like, that's when you get fucked up. Yeah. And then you get mad when in reality you could just been living your life. Yeah.
This is one of the pieces we just got in right here.
Yeah, it's fire.
It's a little denim chrome.
Like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Messages will just come. You get new shit in there, send it through, and then it goes to whatever mailing address I sent. But yeah, it was some carpenters in there.
Yeah, we followed the carpenters. All the chrome hot shoes we had, we sold all of them. Really, we just got some shorts here. We got this. We keep a couple pieces. It's cool to just have it here, just so people can see it. Like, everybody in Baltimore, it's not going to buy the chrome hot shoes.
Bro, I would have lived at this store. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been taking public transportation to the store.
Yeah. There's so many people that come to the store just because we're the store with the chrome heart jeans. We're the store with the chrome heart shirt. We're the store with the chrome heart jewelry now. Like,
fire, bro.
It's the only place in Baltimore. I think the only place that sells chrome hearts is maybe Charm City. They got the chrome hearts glasses. That's it. Other than that, it's just DG Reserve.
Cap. We don't know them. Cap. DG Cap. DG Reserve. DG Reserve. What else? We done?
Yeah, just go look around the wall, see if you see anything better.
So the store, you got the case, main focal point. You know what I'm saying? Then we got everything organized in sizes. You just come, look up, see the size section. Boom. You look over here. You got the benches like at the ballpark. Sit down, chill. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. Yeah, we got some stuff. I mean, like right now, what's really going in, what's really in. It's Asics. Asics is like what's going. Everybody wants to wear a pair of Asics. Everybody can afford a Balenciaga. Yeah. Everybody can't afford a pair of Balenciagas. Go Asics.
Yeah.
So that's what's really going crazy for us right now. And of course, they do. Seeing and then Jordan 4s, of course. And
yeah, I love the fact that these came back out with the Nike on the back. All of these can be beat to shit and they still look good.
Yeah, I just wish that it makes so many of them. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, how they producing so many Jordans right now.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no reason they should have made 1 million of them shits.
I agree. But they gave us more of a variation as opposed to so much, such a highly populated shoe, and just a more like populated brand. Give me 10 Jordan 4s in colorways that make sense, as opposed to the amount of all of those 10 being produced in one color.
Yeah. Kind of how they did like with the West. Like they only made 100.
Sharpies. These came out in a pack, didn't they?
Yeah, it's the next one. It's right next to it.
Oh. Yeah, these trash. But these is cool, bro. I think I will play in this round coming off the heel of that influx of all the foams that's on the way. The Coppers, the DMVs.
They dropping those DMVs dropping this weekend. Yeah. They dropping this weekend. Yeah, cool. Got the Americana stuff up top.
Yeah.
Got the Keymaster. Hang on, man. Jake in here. Jake, what up?
What's up, champ?
My boy Jake in here. He coming through. Shout song. Yeah, man. A lot of cool shit. Yeah, that's a good one. It's an underrated. Like years ago, people was on it so much.
Ronnie
now,
did this, right?
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah,
and then they did the high top for the females, and now they brought it back out. I still feel like you got to be from the era to like really fuck with the forces. Yeah,
exactly. You gotta understand Fat Joe. You respect Fat Joe and his pedigree within the space to respect something like that.
I just remember Fat Joe watching MTV Cribs and him pulling out the forces and then just licking the bottom. Like these brand new Blanco on Blanco. Yeah. We was talking about the blue one.
Yeah, the blue one's beautiful. FTS, mandatory.
Yeah.